morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. There is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about markets. Welcome back, guys. Happy Thursday. We're getting close to the end of this week. Of course, it's still early December. How will this month end up trading? Welcome. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Big Louie, Jackus, and of course, Max. We're going to have a great show for you all today, talking about all things markets, right? And I will say they've been a little bit choppy this week, right? We continue to kind of dissect, all right, how are we going to trade around this pivot? Well, Bitcoin at the very least has been kind of consolidating around 92 to 93K for a few days now. So we still await resolution here locally speaking on Bitcoin, but these questions that we want to answer, right? Is this going to turn into a larger rally? Are we going to continue dumping? Questions that we're going to hope to answer on today's show. But before we can get too deep into that material, before we can talk about equity markets and any other tickers that you guys want to talk about, which, by the way, if you have anything that you want us to take a look at on today's stream, dump it in the comments. And I promise we'll do our best to get to it, as long as it's, as we always say, as long as it's not too low cap of a ticker, we'll talk about it on the stream. But yeah, we always appreciate when you guys hit the like button. You help us keep the lights on here at BB, especially on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, it's like I kind of said at the beginning of my intro. The market has been pretty choppy around this 93K pivot. Really, that swing high that we put in on Thanksgiving Day. Is Bitcoin going to continue this rally? If it's a rally, are we going to V-recover? Is it a complacency bounce? Or are we just going to dump straight from here? Are we going to make new lows and then rally? Or are we just going to nuke? Again, questions about what this market is going to do. The momentum has been very strong throughout this downtrend. Are we seeing that finally begin to come to an end, or are we about to see it potentially reaccelerate? I have been seeing some people on X highlight the fact that this rally thus far hasn't really had a huge amount of spot participation. Does that mean that it can't go higher? No, but it does make me potentially a little bit skeptical here about what Bitcoin has done over the last 1 to 2 weeks. Of course, equities basically flat on the day. Nvidia green. There's really not too much to talk about with equities, but we continue to ask ourselves, are stocks just prospecting a larger move, a potentially very volatile move, higher or lower? What are we about to see? But how are we doing, guys? What are we seeing in the markets today? Is there anything that particularly sticks out when we look across the all of these tickers that we love to trade in crypto, and of course equity markets as well?
Chop, chop, snip, snap. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you mentioned equities, Tommy. Let's check in on S&P real quick here. Let's drop it down a little bit. I mean, this is the last 5 to 6 trading days for the S&P. Fairly flat, fairly sideways. Yesterday started peaking up, looking like we're going to break. Seeing a little bit of rejection here, but still just chopping around. Right, still just chopping around. To me, does feel like a little bit of distribution in the equity markets. But as of now, like if I put on the daily time frame here, it looks like it's trying to break out, right? So it really comes down to, can equity sustain above market structure on the daily, weekly time frames, continue to remain strong, and continue to make new highs, or at least chop around up here? Or is this kind of a little trap here and they get back inside? So if they could remain strong, I think maybe we could see a sustained bounce and rally out of Bitcoin and altcoins more than what we've seen. But if they show signs of weakness and you see the S&P starting to roll here and stocks start to roll a little bit, I think this bounce may be coming to an end. So I'm really watching equities. That's like kind of my main focus at the moment.
Seems like that's going to be the hand that finally moves crypto higher or lower, whichever one that's going to be.
What does this mean?
I don't know what that means.
Epic Lotus.
Um, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Well, IWM is looking interesting.
For sure.
That's the first thing I noticed this morning. We
Lot of
spent quite
mixed-
a bit of. What's that?
A lot of mixed signals.
Yeah, a lot of mixed signals. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, once again, like we're seeing kind of what we need to see, but crypto is not fully participating as we would hope. We know that like US small caps going into price discovery is usually a precursor for crypto going into price discovery, but Bitcoin, I mean, locally looks decent, right? Like, okay. While IWM looks like it's a sneeze away from, gaining 30% in the next quarter. So I don't really know what to make of it. I hope it's not the worst case scenario of like our asset class is just fried and we're just kind of lagging and had a way too big of a correction from October 10th until now, and maybe somehow, some way we escape this thing with higher prices. But I mean, if you look at Bitcoin structure versus the Russell, I mean, they paint two very different pictures, right? Very, very different pictures. Yeah, that's it. Who is lying, right? Who's lying? One of them's lying, or I guess Bitcoin's just fried. That's always a possibility too. But yeah, it'd be cool if we could behave how we kind of should. That'd be cool.
You might be asking too much, Mac.
Yeah,
you're probably right.
More confusion. Because I mean, this is what we've been waiting for a long time. Yeah.
What if neither is lying, and it's just that stocks have value and crypto does not?
That would suck. Yeah, that would be a bummer. Not gonna lie.
What if crypto is not front running equities and equities are not front running crypto? What if equities are just perma up and crypto is just perma down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel this comment too. And it's 100% correct. It feels like the age of conviction is over in crypto. Seems like long-term belief and holding has been punished and not rewarded. Only scams, grifting, and dumping has worked. And this is 100% correct. In the past, believing in something, holding through, accumulating during bearish times, weathering the storm, coming out the other side, enjoying the fruits of your labor has been rewarded in crypto historically for the last 8 years, up until about the last 1 or 2 years. And that's 100% correct, right? Like if you've been a holder of an asset that has been quote unquote accumulating, you've been punished, right? You have to have rotated a lot to really capitalize on these markets. And that's not really the way this market usually works. Usually in the past, quick rotators in this market get punished. That's how it used to be. Now it's like whoever was rotating as fast as possible to the next hot ball of money might have actually done well versus your average buy and hold crypto investor, which most people are, So yeah, I feel that 100%. It kind of sucks. To be honest.
Well, unless you are joking, this isn't right. But and lots of liquidated funds would tell you that, but I agree. Obviously, crypto is way more risk due to it being an emerging asset class, and but also the upside should make up for it. This discussion is something we discussed for a while, and that's the fact that crypto should be or like it needs to convince people to believe in the tech again. That's what needs to happen from here. Everything that had to happen for the scam side happened. Like as one of you guys, as the comment you highlighted, right? Not sure where it is, but like the scammers have been, they made it sort of, or probably not. Lots of them gave lots of it back anyway. But like that was the approach sort of, and so people have not been rewarded. People have struggled. People have, it's really just the eco bubble that's left in crypto right now. People outside don't really believe it, don't want to have anything to do with it, and I think it will take time. Everything that had to happen, like all of the coin launches, all of the VC scams, high FDV coins launches, all of that happened. Every single possible ticker on every chain already launched. The only way for this space from here is to buy quality. And that doesn't mean that meme coins will not do well again, because speculation is always part of the markets. Like people nowadays, exactly this comment, equities aren't risk, right? Like, tell that to people many years ago. People thought equities and stocks in general as a scam, as a very risky period. That obviously changed through the time, but it wasn't this way before. And so that paradigm, it will take time for people to sort of believe again. But in my opinion, that's the only way for the space to recover. And obviously that the only way that's going to recover is by first some of the projects delivering a real world product. Like I, for example, think Aave is doing right now with its app, which is amazing. The other, or like not the other, but like, and then the price has to follow, obviously. That's what's going to convince people. So first, by projects truly creating a product that's fit for the market, having the right tokenomics, and then obviously the price reflecting that, and people can believe again. That's the only way. You will not make it by launching a new high FDV token. You will not make it as, one of you guys said, like, Sui partners with Link. Like, that's not the type of announcement anyone wants to see, right? What we want to see, and we are seeing, and we have been seeing, is obviously, these projects partnering with, Google and Amazon, and we've seen those. We haven't seen the price reflecting that just yet. And so the prices can remain irrational on the shorter term, but on the longer term, they will reflect the value.
It is kind of funny to hear people say equities aren't risk, because
Yeah.
it reminds me of like this I can't remember where I was reading it, but it was like market research effectively, and it was that people feel like they're diversified because they hold a bunch of assets, but all of the assets are correlated to basically the exact same thing at the end of the day.
Yeah. And that comment too goes back to what I've been saying for a little bit. Like, equity holders and investors are very complacent and comfy in their positions, and that is a recipe for a disaster, in my opinion. They're just very complacent now that equities are safe. That's pretty much, I know he's not saying that specifically. He's saying crypto is technically more riskier than equities. Yeah, 100%. I get it. But the feeling is there. I could see it. I could feel it in sentiment. Equity holders are just very complacent and comfy right now. Meanwhile, you're starting to see a flattening of the curve here, right? This has been a pretty much up and to the right rally off the April lows, but we're starting to see a little flattening of the curve here, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. What's happening, right? We're starting to round. We're starting to round out. We're not seeing that same trajectory. So I don't know. I wouldn't feel as comfy in equities with what I just saw happen to Bitcoin and crypto over the last month or two, right? You could say they're different, and they are. But it's all, like Tommy said, it's all kind of the same thing, right? Where we've seen in the past, Bitcoin is a leading indicator for equities to drop as well. And they just kind of do it a couple months before equities.
This is the way.
Yeah.
So obviously that is always going to be the case, that like equities are risk but not BTC risk. Obviously it's always going to be that way, right? Like the higher the market cap you are going to go, the less risky it's going to get. So like obviously BTC is the highest risk, that's why it offers the highest returns, right? And so if you're going to go SPX, it's going to offer less risk, but also less return. And then you can go into gold. It's going to also offer usually, less volatility, less risk, but also less returns. And then you are going to go into bonds. And although they've been pretty volatile over the past years, in the long run, they offer smaller volatility and smaller risk, but also pretty small returns, So, and that's gonna go with any, again, generally lower market cap, high risk, higher returns. Nothing new there.
Yeah.
The problem is that in the past years, the higher risk hasn't really compensated in the higher returns.
Yeah. The risk-adjusted returns for crypto this cycle were probably not great, given what equities are doing right now, or at the very least, being in crypto, like over-invested in crypto versus equities, probably since like the first quarter of 2024, has been definitely not the best risk-adjusted returns.
Yeah, for sure.
Will Bitmine go to 0 too? I don't think so.
Bitmine.
That's kind of a crazy one. No, I mean, I'm more bullish on ETH than I am on Bitcoin, at least over the long term. I don't know like what kind of net structure Bitmine has, to be honest, but
did not realize that was the real name for BMNR. I just know the ticker. I'm such a monkey brain.
Is gold a risk? Manish is asking, is gold a risk?
Yes.
I think gold should drop from here, but
some people say that gold is a risk off.
It is and it isn't. It's like it's not going to be immune if the market does go risk off. Like if you look at previous high time frame market tops, gold will sell off with the market, and it'll just rally from the floor much harder than equities will.
This is what Bitcoin should have done.
In my opinion, gold is, but so is equities, right? By the way, if you are losing in equities, then your time horizon is probably small, because anyone who has held S&P for 20 to 30 years has been positive, like in 100% of the times. Same thing is for gold. And so the real question is, it depends. Gold is a risk, but depending on where are you, like something is a good buy. It's not that gold or SPX is a good buy. They are good buy at a certain times and bad buy at a certain times, and they have high risk or lower risk. So like obviously holding the asset isn't a risk by itself. But if you're gonna, buy it in 2011 and hold it for 5 years,
yeah,
not that good. But if you held
you said goodbye, I thought you said goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, like I bet people were saying that here, right? Like Jack has just said, we're like, oh yeah, gold is risk off, you're safe. Yeah, well, if you bought anywhere in this upper region, you got your money got cut in half. So it's still an asset. It's still a risk asset. Is it less volatile? Absolutely, right? What does that mean? Well, let's say again, you bought some gold in 2020. You're pretty much traded sideways and flat for 4.5 years. You probably lost money against inflation. I don't know. It depends what kind of risk you're talking. But then sometimes you get this. Which is pretty wild. But I think this is likely getting close here. This could be a complacent shoulder here. You never know. We don't know yet, right? High complacent shoulder.
Yeah, the only risk is being all in dollars.
Yeah.
Buying anything.
Yeah, it's true. Inflation is a risk.
Everything is contextual.
But
I think it's easy to say this when price is going higher, right?
Of
Like
course,
everybody is buying indiscriminate of price when the market's going up. But I mean, I'm sure with anything, there's going to be puking in the future. But generally speaking, gold volatility is much less extreme than any other financial asset. So you can rely on it to hold value and do its job a little bit better than most things.
I mean, will Bitmine go to zero? I don't know. If ETH doesn't go to zero, then I don't think Bitmine goes to zero, just depending how low ETH goes.
Man, if Bitmine goes to zero, ETH probably is trading so low. So I don't even want to think about that.
I mean, this does look a little interesting, Like they swept this low, getting back inside. If they could hold it here, I might want to get back in, right?
Yeah.
But I'd obviously want to see some proof and evidence out of ETH first. Like I feel like this chart is directly correlated to ETH. So if ETH is looking good for a reversal, this is going to look good for a reversal in theory.
What we have to keep in mind, Louis, is that even MSTR during 2022 bottom, it bottomed 5 months ahead of the actual spot price of Bitcoin.
That's a good point.
So it's very much possible that BMNR could be bottomed here. And I think it would be a good sign if BMNR doesn't make new lows, while even ETH could still make new lows.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. That's a great point. This has been selling off since October, right? So about a month, 2 months now. We're now starting to see the higher cap indices in the equity markets. I wouldn't say they're weak yet. There's no proof of that. I'm going more or less on speculation there, to be honest. But you're seeing a slowdown. You're seeing somewhat of a pause. But you are seeing the Russell finally looking like it's going to go, right? So I would consider BMNR a low cap stock, right? A more speculative play in the stock market. So are we seeing kind of that rotation from the high caps into low caps that we've been waiting on this entire time? Maybe we're seeing that, because S&P has been trading sideways for about a month or two now. This, is a day or two away, like Max said, of teleporting 30% to the upside, So once everyone's realizing that, crypto is risky, low cap stocks are way too risky over the last month or two of downside, we could see high cap stocks start to be more risky and low cap stocks look like less risky in a way. And it's just, again, like Tommy said, when it's going up, it's less risky. When it's going down, it's more risky. So, but yeah, a lot of mixed signals out there. This is definitely a tough market. I'll admit, for me at least, it's been a little tough to get a good grasp and feel as to what the hell is going on, in my opinion. But maybe that's just me.
Not just you.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of been a market where it benefits you to trade individual names more so than at the index level, because we had small caps and ETH that obviously ran really hard over the summer. Those were very clear-cut trades on an individual basis. And if you tried to play, too far down the risk curve or at least in crypto, you got punished. In small caps, it started out with a lot of breadth and then it became much more concentrated hot ball of money type of rotations. And even now, and really throughout the cycle, right, we're seeing individual names pull these incredible moves. NVIDIA was obviously that Mag 7 asset for most of the cycle that benefited from this. Tesla benefited from this in Q4 of last year. Google has been moving over the last few weeks. But at the same time, if you were looking to short individual names and equities, there have been plenty of small cap stocks that have pulled down significantly. I mean, we can highlight even something like MicroStrategy and then Bitcoin as well for examples of, if you just traded some of these assets on an individual basis rather than try to use them to telegraph the broader trend in markets, you're probably doing very well right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. This sums up what we've been talking about.
Yeah. Really, there are so many stocks that are elevated right now. I mean, there are very few things that are actually on their floors.
Yeah, high caps. Like you had Apple making fresh highs the other day. I will say I'm have inklings of belief that might be a top. We'll see. But, all-time highs on Apple. What else? I think Google was trading really well, making fresh highs. Let's see. Or at least was. Yep, just going parabolic. But this doesn't go forever, guys.
One thing that surprised me was how deep the correction for Nvidia was versus how much SPX didn't pull back at all. Like Nvidia pulled back 20% on this latest one from end of October, but S&P didn't really pull back.
It's because this started dropping and then out of nowhere Google started ripping.
Yeah,
it kind of counteracted it. So it was kind of disguised in the indice that way, where it doesn't look as bad. And it feels like kind of they're all taking turns. And that's kind of why I said, I don't know if I said on the show, I was talking to Tommy and you guys earlier. I was like, I feel like they're starting to distribute on a lot of these high cap equities, right? Because one by one, they're taking turns, kind of going into blow-offs and then slowly drifting down, right? Like Nvidia doesn't look that good here, made a high, bang, back inside. This could be a potential deviation. If they can't get back above this market structure, this has a shot at rolling. We're seeing this in Amazon, right? We're seeing this in Amazon, where it made fresh highs, looked like it was breaking out in the end of October, bang, stark rejection, back underside the highs from earlier in the year, now having trouble getting back above. This looks ready to roll. Right? Unless they could recapture these levels.
What's funny? Russell is going to make new all-time highs.
Yeah, it could be the capital rotation now. The capital is going somewhere, right? It's coming from these stocks like Amazon that has been ripping for 3 years. And it's going to start rotating down the risk curve. This is kind of what I've been talking about a lot over the last year and a half. It just never really came to fruition, but now it seems like it is. The question is, do we see it come to crypto once again? Because historically, the Russell breaking out into price discovery, which we don't have yet, right? We don't have yet, but it's looking very close. But this is a key leading indicator. Once you see the Russell breakout, the total crypto market cap followed this to a T, and we saw a 1 year rally from 2020 to 2021 in low cap stocks. And then during that same time, we saw a monster rally in Bitcoin, crypto, and altcoins. So we will see. What I will say is interesting is we're starting to see more of these bigger institutions opening up and putting the green light on the crypto ETFs for their clients. Like Vanguard was that Monday or Tuesday, are now finally letting their clients buy Bitcoin ETFs. Merrill Lynch, Bank of America going live in January. I have a Merrill account. I can't buy Bitcoin ETFs right now. Mm-hmm. So we are seeing more of that come to the table, which is interesting right after we saw a massive kind of sell-off, right? So that timing is kind of interesting. Doesn't mean we're going to be bottomed right away, but You know, I think we might be closer than some think. And now, with everyone having the mindset, high cap stocks aren't risky, crypto, Bitcoin, low cap stocks are, and everyone's kind of set in that mindset. It would be quite ironic if we see the flippening happen during those peaks of sentiment.
Pelosi stocks, Louis.
Yeah. Pelosi won't survive Louis Squiggles. You're damn right. You're
No
damn
chance.
right.
It's just so fitting, honestly, that Nancy Pelosi is retiring from Congress.
He's out.
That is really, like, I think the best signal. Market.
To dump?
Yeah, honestly.
That would be crazy. Like a generational run from Nancy, and then she just yeets at the top, the forever top.
The forever.
She's the best to ever do it.
Yeah. I mean, she might say something like this.
Fuck your fucking options. Fuck your fucking zero DTE calls. Fuck the economy. Fuck inflation. Fuck your soft landing. I am sick of this shit. Fuck Wall Street. Fuck you all. Fuck you.
I hope Powell actually goes out that way.
I'm fucking out. Fuck Wall Street.
Is FOMC next week?
Yes, I think it's on the 9th.
It was Jerome, by the way. But I think that could be pretty similar for Nancy. She wasn't insider trading. She was guru leading.
Mm.
She was showing you the way.
She was the market maker.
No one will ever match her. Her greatness. You know, behind Tommy, there is His Excellency. But Nancy Pelosi, that's her excellency. Justin Sun was merely, oh, you think you adopted the insider trading? I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't know what was a public trade until I was a grown woman. I was insider trading since I was a young woman.
It appeared to her in a dream.
Clearly, the make it trade was not to trade, but to just become a congressperson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously much harder if you want to do it the legal way. That's why so many turn to the dark side.
I can confirm that. Man. What do we think, guys? Is Bitcoin going to bounce more? That's what the people want to know.
Define the time frame and the direction of the bounce.
In the next week or two.
We will be both higher and lower than the current prices.
I like it. Because I could look at this one of two ways, right? I can look at this as a liquidity grab, right? One, this move was pretty insane, right? They dropped it hard, ripped it back up the same way almost. This is the day Vanguard Bitcoin ETFs went live. I don't know. I don't think that's a coincidence, but massive FEG to the downside. Bang, ripped it back up. Now we have the same exact FEG to the upside. I think we definitely come back and fill this the same way we backfilled this one to the upside, just as likely to get filled to the downside. The question is, do we hold and kind of continue this bottoming formation, ascending triangle, ascending pennant, whatever you want to call it, to eventually get that squeeze into that 100K area? Or is this kind of it? Maybe you get one more little spike up, you run all the local highs, you take all the liquidity to the upside, you return to the lows, maybe you make fresh lows into that 75, 78K area, and then we finally kind of bottom out. Yeah, so up or down. I hope that helped. Good luck out there.
Louis, maybe Max, depends, but can one of you guys take a clean chart of BTC here and just erase the dump and pump that we had? I think this could be an interesting one.
These on the local one
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Just the one in the middle. And I think this could get pretty interesting. Yeah, you need to set the color of your background there.
What shade is it? There we go. I just gotta make it. Nah, it's too dark. But let me do
No,
that.
you need to do it. Yeah, 100.
There it is. Oh,
And you need to put it up front.
bring to front.
Yeah,
It's not the best, but
not the best, no. But yeah, if you think about it this way, it's it's still a correction of a bear trend from the lows that's ready to puke.
yeah, it does. I agree. Take the
Yeah.
band out.
That's a nice trick right there.
Yeah. Let me see if I can make this look better. Hold on. I don't know what shade I have. Oh,
He's playing 40 TA. maybe
What the
maybe minus 1D because we erased the price.
whatever. Now it's a shadow. But yeah, I agree. Just looks kind of like a bear flag, you know?
The best I can do is to delete the 15.
I think even if we're going to get 150K, it's probably going to come after like some more chop, a good bit more chop actually over the next few weeks. We'd get some like really disgusting price action where we maybe we go to like 100K or something like that first, and then we dip below the lows, puke into like upper 60s. Then I could maybe see a rally. Of something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I just think I think you guys all agree. If we go to 100K, it's going to make everything 10 times worse. That's just me, though.
I mean, the shorts would be epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It would be, but you know me, I'm a bullet heart. I just want to buy the dip, man.
I said this a while ago. Like the path of the least amount of pain is just like send it down quick and then we can work on a recovery. Like if they drag this out for months and months and months. it sucks.
Absolutely. And I'll give you another world example. Imagine if you're gonna keep kicking the can down the road and we'll keep printing more and more fiat currency. The eventual bust will be much worse than if you just switched back to sound money immediately or something like that, right? Or imagine if you're gonna keep on lying in life and the lies will just keep on building until one day they will burst out. It's the same principle. And so the same thing is with the bounce. The longer the bounce goes, the harder the fall will be. So, as you say, the quicker it will happen, the better.
Yeah.
But you cannot control that anyway. All you can do is just position alongside, You can see the wave coming, but you cannot stop it.
Yeah, like what did Tucker say? Like a car accident in slow motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's felt like so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this at this point is an inevitability, at least this level, right? At least, 74, 75K. Because if you look at this as a range, this kind of top as a deviation. We broke this ascending trend line. We're losing the mid-range. Range lows at a minimum makes sense. Do we stab a little lower and deviate this side as well? Possibly, right? But we have tons and tons of market structure here. We also have the 21 all-time highs as well here. So, like, this blue zone should be ironclad. If it's not, and you lose this blue zone, it's not looking good, bruv. For, like, the higher time frame as well. Not even, like, short time frame. Like, so you want to see range lows fairly quickly. Again, market doesn't care what we want. It's going to do what it's going to do, but you want to see range lows fairly quickly. Maybe you deviate to the downside. You stab into this 8-month range of hell that they also put us through a year ago. You know, you get back inside. I think this is best case scenario for finally seeing maybe alt season on a move back to the upside on Bitcoin doing like this. But again, I think it's going to be select altcoins, more so digital assets in crypto that have revenue, that do something, have real world use cases, possibly ETFs, right? Those are starting to dribble out. I think I just saw today like a 2 or 3x SUI ETF just launched today.
God.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're starting.
That's what we needed. Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, I think this is best case scenario.
I really don't
the
like
faster
that.
we come down here.
God, that SUI chart. That is something.
Yeah, let's look. What does SUI look like? I haven't looked at SUI in forever. Ugly.
It's not good.
I mean, it's overvalued.
And overweight.
What is the market cap of SUI still at these prices? What do you guys think?
I
3
think
bill,
it's like
2 bill.
it's gonna be like 5 billion.
The market cap is 6.3 and the FDB
nice.
is still 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
Short the fucker down to range lows.
The fact that this was at one point like 40 or 50 billion FDV is just insane to me. Because I know like a grand total of 3 or 4 people that have used that chain ever, and I'm one of them. I'm one of them. And then the biggest meme coin that you could speculate on at the time was like 3 or 4 mil.
Yeah.
There's one called like Sui Man or something like that.
SUI, man.
I would
Sweet.
H
Uh,
SUI.
The good old days. Didn't feel like the good old days, but looking back, that actually wasn't that bad. Mid 2024.
We didn't know what we had until it was gone.
We really didn't.
Tommy, how do you tackle this comment?
I'm never growing a beard, man. I don't have the capacity to grow facial hair like that. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Then no alt season. That's it.
Yeah, it's decided.
Cope with it.
Leading indicator right here. Fart coin. I feel like this looks promising and it's going to do this, you know?
It looks like ETH BTC, so it's probably going to give you a rally,
Yeah.
or it already has given you the rally.
It's going to do like that. And then maybe bottom later.
You're going to make me look at Fartcoin, Louis.
I'm sorry. I just
Yeah.
saw it was up. It's up 10% on the day. It's what caught my eye. I was like, oh. I don't know what that. What's this?
I have been watching Fartcoin quite a bit because the structure recently has looked surprisingly constructive, I would say. But we'll see how long it lasts, right?
I'll say it is one of the few altcoins that has almost actually fully filled this wick. It hasn't done it yet. That's why I think maybe you see a little bit of this, but it's closer than most to backfilling the 1010 wick.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, not all wicks have to get filled. You know, sometimes 50, 75% is enough, but it's a high probability rate of getting fully filled before reversing. And this is something I learned with ETH. This is something Jackus was talking about, and I faded him.
What?
What? This wick. Big wick. I was like, well, big wick. They bought it back up. We're good, right? I was like, maybe we come back and we filled a little bit of it. It's enough. Oh, no. We came down, filled that wick completely, even deviated below it.
Because it made so much sense to capitulate down below 2K back then.
Yeah.
Biggest issue with fart coin is that farts are not funny. We seem to
But
be
they-
forgetting that.
But they
My
smell.
2.5-year-old would disagree with you, Tommy.
Yeah.
That's true. Not a better joke than a fart.
No, it's the best. It's the best it will ever be.
How do we feel about this name change?
No.
Because stocks.
We might have to do because stocks, like for real. Because anything but crypto.
Or anything but crypto. Not because stocks, but just anything but crypto.
Mm-hmm.
What's Bitcoin dominance look like? It still looks like it wants to fall off a cliff. And this looks similar to the relation we're seeing in equities, right? We're seeing the Russell start to rip and the S&P and the larger leading indices starting to slow down, which doesn't really make sense in this environment, but it's happening. So I don't know.
I don't think Bitcoin dominance looks the worst here, but I do still think that the macro highs are in. It doesn't look great.
I mean, I guess there's
think those wicks are a bit deceiving, though.
could be. We could float.
The tough
For a
thing
little
with like Bitcoin dominance here is like, all right, if it's gonna fall, what does that actually mean for altcoins? Is it more so because Bitcoin is dumping, or is it because altcoins are really rallying? And that's an important distinction when we're talking about a cycle that's been mostly driven by Bitcoin price appreciation. I guess, I mean, maybe we sweep that wick at like 62% on Bitcoin dominance and then just like fall.
Yeah, we
That
could
would-
float and then drop. That'd be. But I mean, do we see a world where Bitcoin dominance falls off a cliff and altcoins don't go up?
I think there is a way that happens, but obviously it's like pretty
They'll
specific.
find a way.
It's a pretty specific scenario for that to happen. Like you would need Bitcoin to just be shitting the bed.
I mean, this looks good too, to me. If like EBTC can find its footing in this area, get back inside this range, I mean, and that's kind of why I've been saying I feel like ETH and altcoins are actually probably a little closer to their lows than maybe even Bitcoin, right? But I still think a little lower first, and then hopefully we could buy the dip, ride it to Valhalla.
Bro, just like look at the current monthly candle. Like it's just so weak.
Yeah, that's a monthly breakdown right there. You're going to see some follow through from this, right? I feel like you don't not see follow through from a down candle like that on the monthly. That's why I think this is the area. Follow through, wicket, and then we
Like-
pray for this.
Of course, anything, is possible within the market, and the upside generally, or like, let's put it otherwise, the downside here for crypto is truly a lone event. The macro conditions are set well, and this makes it different with, in my opinion, the tariff drop. But so like, one should be ready for this to potentially be the bottom, but like, the again, the higher odds favor lower here.
Yeah. It's a huge, that's just, let's call it what it is. Like that last monthly candle that we had was egregiously bearish. Not to say that, you never want to say that anything is impossible with crypto, but typically when momentum is that strong to the downside, you do at the very least see a little bit more. And maybe we do rally after we sweep the those upper 60s levels after we the April lows from earlier this year. But I think at the very least, you're probably looking to take those. If you're just treating the Trump pump range as our new trading range, effectively, we have a deviation to the top side. Are we going to get a symmetrical deviation to the downside? I think it makes sense that we would.
Yeah.
But you look at the flip side too. I think Sol is a great visualization of this. Like, Sol is at range lows, macro range lows. So not really where you want to be opening up shorts unless you're feeling extra risky. Natural spot for us to have some form of a bounce, right? I personally don't expect it to go back to new highs from here, but it did make sense that we bounced where we did, especially on a lot of these altcoins. That chart does not look good, though.
What is this chart, man? Like, just disgusting. It's disgusting. It looks like a massive head and shoulders top, honestly.
I feel like again, if we look at the monthly BTC candle, like, technically it's still a monthly higher low, although weekly it's obviously not anymore. But when you look at the yearly VWAP, when you look at the SMA, when you look at the trend, when you look at the weekly structure, when you look at even the fact we lost the yearly open, like, I suppose the bullish argument here right now is, hey, it looks so bad that we must go up.
Yeah.
That's what I feel it is. And that sometimes works too, but not that often. Most of the times it does not. Or like,
it is logic that tends to work in a bull trend, right?
Yeah. It works on a lower time frame. Like, yeah, lower time frame looks so bad. That means we will go the other way, and that often does.
Yeah. Like, look at this. Like, look where we got the bounce. Like, it was cooked. Right?
Yeah.
But it took a while, right? It took a while to finally get at least a more than a day or two long worth of a bounce.
Anyways, guys, changing the subject. Are you preparing for the Christmas? Obviously, the Santa rally, I mean. No, just joking. Are you guys? How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty behind on my gift shopping, honestly, but hopefully that changes this weekend.
I gotta say, I already finished most of them like a month ago.
Jeez. Yeah, I can't say I was quite as much in the spirit as you this year then, Jackus, but
yeah.
My wife does a lot of that. I'm grateful for her. She did that all of that like a month ago as well.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of like one of the only. I don't know if people still like to do this or not. I still like to go to the mall to go Christmas shopping.
I like it too.
I know most people do most of their shopping online these days, but I mean, for me, like, if I'm not going to the mall at least 3 or 4 times in the month of December, then I'm probably not doing my Christmas shopping correctly. It's just kind of like a mental tradition for me at this point.
No, I feel you. Me and my friend, we do that, and usually we use that as an opportunity to chat and also buy something. So like we try to be time efficient. Yeah, and it's kind of a like as you say tradition. Although I'll be honest, not often I buy anything. You're just walking around and generally chatting, but sometimes you find something nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, even online shopping is probably more productive than going to the mall, but I don't know. I'll always find something in there.
I'm an in-person shopper as well. Like, I need to see stuff for ideas.
We are just old guys.
Yeah, we're old.
My go-to is Bed Bath and Beyond, man. What am I saying? It's Williams Sonoma. I got the store completely wrong. It's Williams Sonoma, man. The nice cooking stuff that can
My mom
last.
told me about that place.
I shop at like Williams Sonoma basically sponsors my family Christmas at this point. Like they have so much good stuff. No, not Bed Bath and Beyond. I can't believe I said that instead. They're
R.I.P. R.I.P.
I did like shopping at Bed Bath and Beyond back in the day because they would always honor so many coupons. I'm not even a coupon guy, but like they would let you use coupons from like a year or so prior. Maybe that's why they went out of business, but they were always like very accommodating when you would go Christmas shopping.
Yeah, that's a fact.
No, of course that's a deal pretty much. Although I usually drink a different brand, but yeah, Cazal is not that bad either.
Is that some Czech stuff?
Yeah, that's a Czech beer. Cazal, it's a brand. It's like a goat basically.
Was this it, guys?
Are we dumping?
No. But looking a little dribbly.
Dribble. Well.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it go either way, right? Like where we technically swept the highs. Is this some local distribution? I would say it's more likely than not guaranteed because we could still go higher on this rally. If they want to like Max Payne range this, they'll take it back to like 82K and then take it to 100K. Like I think that would just be the most heinous thing ever, but that's probably why it could happen knowing this market. I don't know. I think ETH to me looks like it should be selling off fairly soon from this structure.
What I just really want to avoid is going back into like the BART season. Like BARTs are the worst things ever, man. Like you can trade ranges, but like there's been some periods of time when like we just get like BART after BART after BART, and it's terrible, man. Like, and that's what I'm worrying is starting right now is the BART season, which is it's a phenomenon that is exclusive to crypto. We don't see that in equities, man. The BART to BART to BART to BART, it's a crypto thing.
Can we get a BART to new all-time highs?
Yeah, unfortunately, it only works against your position, but
you know what I need? A little bit of chat in my life. These higher highs and higher lows. Market buys. Wakes up to new all-time highs. Wait, where are you?
just don't break down, please. Just start ranging. Just don't give it all back.
What, this?
Well, Whatever, man. I don't even care. Just fucking nuke it. Whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just do it already.
Whatever. I'm done with it.
I'm telling you, if equities do like even sneeze, it's gonna happen. But again, I don't think like it's gonna be as bad. More so for altcoins. Like altcoins are sitting on the damn floor. Like it's. Yeah, classic.
Yeah, see, the problem with that is like we see higher highs and higher lows in market buy, but then it doesn't go to new all-time highs. That's the problem. The one piece is missing. We try to be the Chad.
You know what this picture is? The chat stock trader versus the crypto mom's basement degen. Up is the 20-year-old mom's basement degen crypto trader, and bottom is the chat stock trader. Yo, we wake up to new lows.
Anything else you guys want to look at? Oh my god.
I think hype is done.
Yeah, let's take a look at hype.
Hype, really.
Oh yeah. That was just enough to squeeze all the shorts out, wasn't it?
Can we get that
It's
off the
higher
screen
than I
so we
thought
can
they
see?
Sorry.
I just can't see what Louis showed.
I forgot. It was
I was like, what are you
there.
talking about? I come back and that guy's just on the screen. Yeah, this is kind of my hopes and dreams for hype here. More
That's just
bullshit.
because you want cheap hype, Louis. You just want
I
cheap
do.
hype.
I've become a greedy, short-term borrowed bear, just so I can become a high conviction bull once again.
Wait, you guys still have hopes?
Life has dreams, Jack. Each is wonderful.
No.
But, yeah, this
Each is
my
horrible.
zone. I think we got to come down into here, run all these lows, final capitulation. Anyone who's longing up here who hasn't capitulated already capitulates, and hopefully this kind of area holds up. We buy into those capitulations, and then we get that V or more of a time-based reaccumulation, right? And then hopefully crypto doesn't die, because if it doesn't die, something like hype's going to come back. So
Important caveat.
yeah. In the case crypto dies, it doesn't.
It's like I hate even talking about it, but it's just like I look at stocks and like everything else, and I'm like, yeah, I feel like I know what death looks like when I see it, you know? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's real.
You know, it does look good though.
No.
10 year.
Oh.
The like button?
That's what I thought he was going to say.
No, the like button hasn't looked good in 2,000 years.
Yeah, I guess we've lost hope in that too, huh?
No, I think the 10-year yield looks good.
Let's take a look at it here.
Especially with the new developments about Hassett potentially being the Fed chair. He's going to run it hot. So real rates will probably elevate over the next year or so, if I had to guess.
This isn't the right chart. What the heck?
10Y.
10Y.
Manish be like,
I have the chart already.
it's more like
Yeah, this looks like compression. Yeah, something's gonna pop here.
Really good here.
Yeah, something's gonna pop here.
It's gonna break down.
It's gonna break up, Jackus.
No, down. You'll see. The banks need to offload. They'll manipulate it down before they manipulate it up.
I was feeling a little bit uncertain about the 10-year going up because that has been my bias for the last few months. Like last week when they were dumping. But the last, I really feel like the price action since early September on the 10-year actually looks pretty constructive for upside now.
I'm sorry. I don't
Is
have anything
it or is it Wabi? Who has more love for Japan?
Oh, Wabi for sure.
Mhm.
I would like to visit Japan someday.
Oh yeah, me too. I've
Who
heard good things. That's a good point.
Caspa is going to have its own bull market again. What does Caspa even look like right now, man?
I actually kind of agree, but I think it's going to be a while. I watch Caspa all the time. It's just
All
one
the
of those
time.
coins that has a place in my subconscious.
You don't want to be the Missor.
I want to run it back. It was actually a really great trade that I hit this cycle. I took it from like 9.5 cents to like I never sell the top. That's like not my thing. But I literally sold. I sold the Shmiko top on this thing,
I
and
remember that.
made a lot of money on it. Like I was on an airplane and I sold the top on Delta Wi-Fi. And I feel like because of how well I've traded it, I need to there's something with it, like we all have a couple coins that we have to stay away from, it just doesn't work out. There's not that synergy. This is one of the ones that has worked out for me really well, almost too well. And I'm like, okay, I need to keep an eye on it. And I just think it's a fundamental juggernaut. So I think if we are going to shift towards, more legit projects, I think inevitably this one deserves to be in that mix. So I'm not ready to start buying it yet, but it is top of my watch list without question. So
What if the entire space underperformance was only to bring down Caspa so that Binance can accumulate spot?
hey, I will accumulate with them.
I actually believe there are some Caspa people who might believe that. Jackus.
You need a strong degens in your community as well. Can you defend your back like the Caspa people can defend theirs?
You know what that chart reminds me of is Mog.
I mean, all right, bring that comparison in. Louis, Tommy, Louis, whoever. By the way, Caspa is down minus 82% from the highs, and the wick is minus 95. Obviously, that's the wick, so like whatever. But like the question is, how deep does it go, right? Like maybe not much. Maybe the great flippening is Bitcoin OG selling Bitcoin to buy Caspa.
I don't think that's going to happen. I actually think the most bearish thing for Caspa was like, honestly, the Bitcoin disrespect in a way.
It always is.
Like I understand like the fundamentals of both, and I understand that there's areas that Caspa way outshines Bitcoin, but I just feel like that's a death sentence to like, at least a short-term death sentence to just like like slander the good
You should
name
be
of Bitcoin.
punished for
Like,
that much arrogance.
you don't
need to
you
respect
don't
some to the
talk
king.
about Bitcoin like that, okay? Like
Yeah.
you just don't
Yeah.
do that, okay?
Yeah.
Show some respect. Pay respects to your elders, okay? Like he
Yeah.
might be older, he might be slower, he might not be as, he might not be more, as open to smart contracts and things like that. Maybe he just wants to exist in peace, but you only exist because of the path that was paved by that older gentleman. So I don't know. I think that was that was really ramping up, like when, and I would chart like the Caspa BTC pair, not in terms of like it's better, but more of like I'm a trader and I'm looking for like an opportunity. And when Caspa BTC was getting, climbing day after day, I saw some pretty egregious disrespect towards Bitcoin. I think I just don't think that's ever going to work out that well. But
It was a nice run, but
great run, and I think it will run again. It just
I'm pretty sure like Mara started mining Bitcoin. I mean, Casper like right around here.
They did.
I think honestly that's what cut its rally short.
I wonder who's been selling.
This is how it went. Like,
But I agree. I will be a buyer of Caspa down at those levels. I also had a good trade with Caspa this cycle. I bought it like 5 cents. Got to sell it around 16. But again, if you fill this wick, right? Like we're kind of there, but we still got a little more wick to go, right? One last plunge. Give me like a month or two, and then. But maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe like 50% of the wick is enough. I don't know. So it's either buy on a breakout or I get my greedy conviction buys, but you're kind of in the middle here. But I think anywhere in this green zone is value buys if you're going to hold it for a couple years. If that's a thing anymore.
What's its market cap at?
That's a good question.
Take a look. It is still in the top 100, if you can believe it. 1.5 bill FDV.
what if Caspa does plus 20,000% from here?
That would be pretty crazy.
What if my mom had a dick and was my dad?
I wouldn't like that.
I don't know what to say.
Anything is possible in your country these days.
I'm genuinely speechless after that.
If my grandma have a wheel, she would be a bike.
Yeah.
That had to be the craziest thing I think I've heard in a while.
Especially from Tommy.
Tommy's been waiting to use that one.
It had to be the right time.
You said it so like nonchalantly too. That was what even threw me off more. Like that was wild, man.
Got to keep you guys guessing.
Oh, I'm guessing. I'm definitely guessing after that one. And I mean, I know how much you love your mom too. I mean, you speak so highly of her, and that's also the nonchalantness of saying that when, you'll make a point to tell me how great your mom's cooking is and how much you love your mom. Man, you might be more sick than Jackass, man. I don't.
Wait, what?
Not possible. We're looking rolly.
Challenger approaches. Thomas single-handedly stole the podium.
I do what I can.
I do what I can.
I think that's a good spot to end the show. Yeah, that's probably where we're gonna wrap things up, guys. We hope you enjoyed markets today. Talking about all things markets and obviously some things in between. A reminder that we do these shows Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday whenever the New York Stock Exchange is open, and our typical start time around 11:20 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So catch us again tomorrow. We'll be wrapping up your week. We'll see what the market does. Obviously, until then, we'll make sure to talk about it tomorrow. Also, make sure to tune in for Market Talk, hosted by the legendary King Wabi. That is an X Spaces hosted through the Because Bitcoin account as well as Wabi's account. So make sure to stay following and subscribe so you can be notified, not just when we schedule those spaces, but of course also when we go live. We have a uniform start time for Market Talk now, though, which is about 3:30 a.m., 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to catch us there throughout the week. But we hope you guys enjoyed the show. No horse burger commentary, but we did have some other entertaining bits, I felt like, throughout the show. We'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early. I guess not if you're a European, but if you are an American. But until then, thank you guys for tuning in so much. And of course, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal,